Alrighty, everybody, good morning. I just did a personal share with everybody on the team because I know I haven't been here in this space in a long period of time, but hey, sometimes great things, man, they be taking some time. And then when they actually do come back forth, they're actually even more amazing than before. And those who don't know me, my name is Trayce Madre. I am a personal development business coach who's been an entrepreneur for 20 years and has successfully been able to build a 7-figure brand and now going for more. So I'm always asked the question, because I'm a mentor to a lot, like, how did you do that? Right? That's usually, how did you do that? How did you stay so long? How did you do all these things? Right? And today's topic really set in my spirit for multiple reasons. It's because, man, it's that thing that happens behind the scenes that really propels a person forward. And then when you take a look at when a person reaches their pinnacle of something, it's always amazing that a person then starts to pay attention to it when it's at the end. Like, I saw this person, then I look up and this person is exactly where I desire to be or where I grow to be. And dang, it's just so much easier for them, or they just got there. Like, man, maybe my turn is next. Maybe, I'm not sure. So I put together this topic today about failure. And I wanted to talk about what it is. And then also too, kind of call to action is failure really messing up your confidence? Like, does failure have you at a place right now where you're like, maybe I should roll back. Maybe this isn't for me. Or maybe I've stepped into a space that I'm not prepared for, or man, maybe I turned a chapter in the book on something that I shouldn't be here. And then here's another one. Maybe this isn't what God wants me to do. Like, I'm trying so hard, I'm pushing, I'm doing everything in which I think I should be doing, and it's not happening. So maybe, hey, God willing, this is not what He has desired for me to do. So what I wanted to do right there, even if that last sentence, is attack that myth. See, if you don't understand what failure is and where it plays a portion in your life, that's where you can make a huge mistake not understanding its design. So I'll tell you, if you look at anybody, myself included, who has gotten to the top, there is always this amazing backstory of failure. Always. Doesn't matter who it is. There's always this backstory of, I remember when I did this and it didn't work. And I remember when I tried this and it didn't work. And I remember I did this and dang it, that thing didn't work either. Right? But there is more than one way. I'm not going to say more than one way. There are two different ways in which a person can see this. And it propels forward where you're going to be in your life. Now, that part is true and very important. You can have two people that walk up to a hurdle, and the one on the left jumps over the hurdle, goes on off, and is able to see things. And then you have another person that walks to the hurdle, looks at it, turns around, and walks backwards. Now, what I want to do is get everybody on my trainings to be the person that walks to the hurdle, jumps, backflips, twerks a little bit, and then says, oh my God, like, I did it. But you have to understand a hurdle's design. Okay? So what I want you all to do, a lot of people that tune into me have kids. So I want you to put your mind frame into thinking about your baby. Let's think about your 5-year-old that you're sitting off to kindergarten, right? And they come back to you and they're trying to cut that piece of paper and make their shapes. And she's getting frustrated. She's like, oh, Mommy, I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it. What do you tell her? Do you tell her, okay, baby, it's all right. You are not supposed to cut the little circles like everybody else. It's okay. You don't have to do it. Would you tell her that? Or would you tell her, hey, baby, keep practicing, keep trying. Let mommy help you. Let me cut you on around. And then celebrate with her when she's actually completed it. Which one would you do as a mom? I'm sure a lot of people that's going right now would say, oh, I'm not going to tell my baby she can't never cut that circle, right? Fast forward into adulthood. We learn such amazing things when we're young. And then when we get older and the test, the trial gets harder and harder and harder, we totally forget that. We totally forget. When I was younger, I fell off the bike, right? I fell off that bike and I got back on that bike and now I can ride a bike. How many of you all have little scars from when you hurt yourself, right? But you're still here. I know I do. I got plenty of them. You're still here and you're still alive, right? So guess what? Congratulations. You understand failure. You get it. You understand that, hey, I've done something. It didn't work, but I kept going. But at some point in time, you haven't placed that in where life is now today. We get older and then we go, oh. Then we start putting things, and I will tell you, I'm going to call it out exactly how I see it. We start excusing things as of to, that's not what God wants me to do. But in all actuality, guess what? He gives us failures for growth. That is exactly what he does. You can't get to goals. You can't get on the other side without failures. And let me tell you why. And lean close on this one. You do not respect what you do not fight for. You don't respect it. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I walked into your house and I gave you $1,000, I just gave it to you, you didn't do anything, I bet you any amount of money. You look up 30 days later, you don't even know where it went. You have no idea. But if you go to work and you've worked, let me put you in a matter, you worked 100 hours a week, right? And somebody asks you for $5, you want to know what for what? What do you need my $5 for? Because I really just work real hard and I need to make sure am I giving you that 5. That's life. That's life. The higher you climb, the more you decide that you are going to look for something larger than where you are. It's going to get a little tight. It's by design. It's by design. If you could change your mind frame of when you see a failure to understanding what it is and being able to put it in its proper place, you will change your life. You will change your entire life. Because when you see that failure, you'll understand what that failure is and also kind of welcome it. You'll be like, oh my God, it's here. I knew it was going to happen. I knew it was coming. I understood it. It's here. Failure is not an event. Just so you understand, failure, put in your mind frame as an event. I walked on up. I tried this new position. I tried to become an entrepreneur. I tried to lose weight. They are not an event that can stop you until it sets in your mindset. It's a mindset. If you see that failure and that failure, it tells you to stop, then that's what you're going to do. You're going to stop and it's in your control. I love to tell people all the time, and if you've seen any of my trainings, you'll probably go back and you'll go, wow, nothing happens. Nothing is just happening to you. When things happen in your life, it is totally your mindset and also your belief system. So if you want to write that down, write that down. I even have a training on your belief system. Your belief system is absolutely everything. If when something happens to you, you believe this always happens to me, then guess what? Every time, because by design, you are going to get things that do not go your way. But if your belief system says, oh, have you ever heard somebody say, this only happens to me? So you're trying to tell me you think you're the only person that didn't get the job? You're the only person that didn't get the promotion. You're the only person that didn't lose the last 5 pounds. You're the only person that can't control what goes in their mouth. See, that's your belief system. But could it be possible that you're not the only person? Is that possible? I'm sure. Let's just check this right here. There's how many people on this earth? and you're the only person that nothing happened to? That belief system is absolutely important. When you walk up to something, you have to change what you think. Well, I'm going to go on out here and we know we're in this space of resolutions, right? So when I get on in here, I'm going to finish what I start because I know I can. Or do you walk into the resolution season and say, I'm going to try it. It didn't work last time, but I'm going to try it. And if it don't work, oh well, that's just how my life go. Do you see how these two totally the same thing? Two ways to walk into a resolution situation. However, it has everything to do with how you perceive it. You yourself. How do you perceive failure? Now, you can perceive failure as something that's going to turn you around, or you can perceive failure as a part of the process. And it's just something I have to go through. Now, the best way is definitely understanding it's a part of the process and it's something that I have to go through. Now, I'm going to tell you how you've done it before. If you look back, the only time you should look back, and I even want to say this, the only time you should look back is to see how far you've come. You do not go backwards to be able to analyze how you did something back here, and that's my story. This is how it is. This is who I'm going to be. But what you do want to do is go back and remember everything that you completed. Right now, if you're in a job that required you to go to school, you finished. Do you remember the time frames in which you were sitting there and you were studying and you was like, oh my God, I cannot wait until this is over. But you finished and you completed. Then you look back and you go, man, I finished that. Every new level that you go to, you climb higher. And I'm gonna tell you, if you think about it, you ever seen mountains and they tell you the altitude is a heck of a lot different? Have you ever heard that? The altitude is different the higher you climb the mountain. I want you to think that about in life too as well. But I want you to start changing your mind frame and understanding and interjecting the words, I can. I can. Because I remember coaching somebody probably about a year ago. And I loved when I talk to her now and she's like, I told her failure really is just a figment of your imagination. That's all it is. It's just a figure of your imagination. It's what you gave it in your life. But guess what? It happens. It's going to happen. And what you got to do is be able to put yourself in a position where you get through it quicker each time. See, when you go through a failure, what you're supposed to do and what you should do, so write this down, is go back and see the lesson that was there in that moment. What was I supposed to get? If you started a business, I'll tell you this, I'll even use myself. Did you just hear me say at the beginning of this, I just built a 7-figure brand? Can I share with you all that 14 years ago, I opened a business, I spent money, I came off the ground and then fell. Like, had a very successful, we made $500,000, right? Oh my God, amazing. But I think I spent over $500,000. So just trying to figure out ways in which to put the manuals together. What was the operating system? How do you get, like, Lord have mercy, Jesus, how? But what I had to do at that moment was say, well, what did I do wrong? You know what? You should have had a management system. You should have had a better managing system. You should have changed your hours. You shouldn't have flown, like when you had operational time frame in the business, you shouldn't have been in Hollywood so much at that time frame, because what you really needed to do was mind your business. See, it's those additional adjustments and moving yourself around that get you to that point. So when you see that hurdle that happens, what you should do is take some time, stop, write it down, and figure out how am I going to readjust? See, that's what helps the failure moment go past quicker, because I didn't get it. I didn't understand it. I'll even say for us in this business, I'm going to use another one as a promotion. Ooh, I'm going to touch upon something right now. As a promotion, I've had, let's say for instance, a year. I've had a year in this specific space and I can't get past it. Now, there are two ways to see this. I can't get past it, so I'm going to turn around and maybe I'm not supposed to be an entrepreneur. Maybe I'm supposed to work for somebody else. Maybe I don't have the skill sets. I'm frustrated. You know what? This may not be for me. And then I may interject at that moment, this is not what God called me to do. Stop using that. Stop it. And the reason why I'm telling you to stop it is because I just shared with you, God gives you those things to grow you, to push you. Don't use him as a crutch that way. Don't say this is not what he has for me. Let's change this around. I've been in this space for a year. I don't understand why I cannot position myself to grow. What's happening? Let me figure it on out. What are my behaviors? Do my behaviors align with where I've been, or do my behaviors align with where I'm going? Do I study? What is my studying patterns right now? Okay, maybe I need to adjust my studying pattern a little bit more. How many hours do I put into this before? Because I see it's not working. So how many hours did I put into before? Oh, okay, that's it. Let me adjust and let me do 2 more. Then if I adjust and I do 2 more, that still ain't enough. Now let me go do 3. Oh, let me go. No, that's not enough. Let me go do 4. Dang, that's it. It was an additional 4. Okay, readjust. Okay, let me take a look at what I have going on in my business. Am I there? Am I properly projecting what I need to? What is it that I'm doing? Let me make some readjustments. See, that's the way through all things. I don't care if it's just within a business. Through all things, that's how to get through failure. If you don't make those adjustments that way, if you don't adjust and actually keep adjusting, your confidence will take a major dive. You'll be sitting around thinking about why everybody else can do something and why it's not happening to you. And it's just because you don't understand what the failure is, how to make the adjustment, and how to propel yourself forward. So I came up with 4 things. I was like, what are the things? I'm listening to this and I'm like, well, what are these things that I need to do to get me forward? So I came up with 4. Number 1, you want to, when you're trying to get to the next level, you're trying to get out of failure, you're trying to not have your confidence to take a blunder, you want to ask the right questions to the right people. To the right people. Too many times, and I'm going to use a different one. I see people, I've been with my husband for 22 years. I'm married for 16, 17 years. But yet I still see people that will ask another person how to have a successful marriage, how to stay in it, and they're not married. What sense does that make? Makes no sense, right? If you're in a business right now and you're trying to propel yourself forward and you are new and you haven't gotten it, you can't look at the person right next to you in the same situation that you're in, ask them to come help you. That's crazy. I love today, this past week, this Sunday, my pastor made an amazing analogy for this. And I want to share that with you right now. He said, there's 2 men in a hole. There's 2 men in a hole. And they're both at the bottom of the hole. Darkness covering over them. And the one man to the right looks over to the other one. He said, bruh, I'm going to get us out of here. How? We both in this hole. How are we going to get us out of here? You want to know who's going to get us out of here? Is the person outside the hole with the rope that can throw it down and pull us out. So I'll ask you, are you making that mistake right now? Are you asking, and it's not bad of them. It's for you to check where you're getting your information from. Are you asking someone to assist you in the same position you're in? If you are, change that. It doesn't mean that maybe at some point in time they're going to get right where you are. hey, they're going to grow too. And you have to also understand, when you plant seeds, if you plant 2 flowers, have you ever noticed if you plant gardens, they don't all grow at the same time? Okay. So you may be with someone who you've known for 10 years and you're leaps and bounds ahead of her or him, but you all aren't in the same space. But then your heart says, okay, I got to keep asking. But your mind has to make the adjustment that this doesn't make any sense. I can't get any help here. Insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. Change who you're asking. Number 2, and I spoke of it earlier, you must check and change and alter your belief system. Hey, it says it's power in the life, death, and life in the power of the tongue. What do you speak over yourself? What do you say? Are you telling yourself I can do this? Are you saying, I know I can? I know it does not look the way that I want it to. Hey, Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all time, was kicked off the team. Wasn't there. Kobe Bryant. I even listened to a video this morning where Kobe was saying how in the very beginning of when he started to play, when he was 18 years old, he, in front of millions of people, shot 5 air balls in the finals. I didn't know that. And he was like, man, if I would have stayed there, what would I have become? What would I have become? The person that makes it the farthest, the one that really stands on the mountaintop, is relentless. They're relentless. They won't leave until they get what they came for. That is something and something you can take in. Every person on this training can take that in. I am not going to leave what I came for, but do you believe that what you came for is possible? Because see, if you don't believe it in here, it doesn't matter how many of these things you read, how many of these books you go through, how many pastors you listen to, how much of everything. If you don't check your own belief system, baby girl, sir, you're not going to get it. It's not just going to happen to you. You're not going to say, I'm not going to do anything. It's not going to happen for me. And then I'm going to wake up in the middle of the night and then all of a sudden success is here. It's not. It's not the design. It's knocking over the hurdle. It's believing that I can. It is, have you ever seen Olympics where there is this guy that I saw box jump with no legs coming up with arms. You can't tell that man he can't get up to the top because his belief system says he can. His belief system says he can. So do you believe you can? Or are you allowing that confidence thing to take you on out? Like, it's happening again. I can't. Are you sitting in the wallop? Are you just sitting there allowing? And I want you to understand how much power you have as a person. Are you allowing this thing to take you out? It is not taking you out. Is your belief system taking you out? Number 3. Trust your mentor and your coach. Trust. So in order to trust, you got to choose right. You can't choose the incorrect mentor to get you somewhere. And a mentor is not someone sometimes that you can actually physically talk to. You do not have to talk to a mentor. It could be something that you wake up every morning and this person, this he or she is what gets me going. And I understand that where they're going is where I want to be. Do you see yourself in your mentor? If not, get a new one. If you don't have one, you're not setting yourself up correctly because we all need something that we need to do to follow. Just so you understand. If you don't see the blueprint, get it? If when you close your eyes and you looking at the new house or whatever, if you can't see it, you can't achieve it because it's not in your brain. It's not embedded there. You don't even see the end. So you have to be able to trust your mentor and trust your coach. And then as I tell you that it's a person that's here, you also have to be able to trust your mentor and your coach who is your creator. See, if you understand how you're made in the image of Almighty High. So you're trying to tell me, if you're saying I am less than, I'm not okay. So are you really thinking that that's who he is? Are you in situations right now where if only someone knew where you came from? I can't even believe it. You woke up in the morning and I didn't have a food is steady in that refrigerator. And I remember my child was sick and now that baby is okay. Like, if that is truly your belief system and you understand, then you have to start checking the thing real quickly. And being like, you know what? There is victory really is mine. It's not just a saying that I say on Sunday. Victory really is mine. And I know that it does not look the way I think that it should right now. However, I trust my other side. Because see, I'm going to keep on changing and altering things. And every time a failure happens to me, I am going to see it as the next thing that's going to get me on over. Because see, what you do not get excited about is the goal. I can only get excited when I reach the top. So say for the company, you're like, I can only get excited when I get diamond. You're not going to be diamond. Because what the most important thing is the person you have to develop to become diamond. That is the that man, that female right there that you have to become is that thing you have to be after every single day. I want to be organized. I want to get up on time. I want the body I deserve. I want, you know what does it look like when you have a mentor? What do they do? Are they getting up in the morning? Are they sleep all day in the bed? Hey, are they out here just kicking it? Oh, okay, man. Every time I look up, that person's reading. What am I reading? What am I doing? Do my behaviors match? Instead of saying it's not going to happen to me, for me, ask yourself, do your behaviors match where you're going? Or do they look like where you've been? Ask yourself that. Then number 4, which is usually the hardest for most, you have to make adjustments. You have to be willing to make change is inevitable. It's going to happen. And guess what? Let me tell you what's going to happen. You're going to be successful. You're going to get to the top. And guess what? Somebody is going to come by and knock you down. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. You got to start looking at that thing and being like, okay, what do I need to change? What do I need to adjust here? Hey, last time, if you're sitting here saying, hey, the last time, you're stuck. You're stuck. Because the last time ain't this time. If you want to live, this is 2019, and if you want to live in the successes of 2016, you're going to stay in 2016. It's going to be 2025, and you're still in 2016 because you're unwilling to adjust. You're unwilling to hear the things that you need to do. You're unwilling to make the determinations or the changes that you need to. See, if you don't do those things, it's not that God don't want it to happen to you. It's not that life is happening to you. None of that. What's happening is you won't adjust. You won't adjust to your new situations and your new surroundings. If you don't make that key turn, it's not going to work. Could you imagine somebody going on in and putting the key into the door and not making the turn and trying to figure out how come the door won't open? Well, the door won't open because maybe, hey, everybody got a little trick, something, a trick door, trick, whatever. Maybe you need to get it on in there and you're thinking this one turn, but then you come right behind them and you be like, no, what you got to do is jiggle a little bit right here, pop the thing on up here, and then push the door open. But what happened was you went to the door one day and realized that one turn didn't work. Now, would you keep walking up there and turning one time? No. You're going to keep on figuring it out until you get where you desire to be. So I'm going to end with this by saying, if your confidence is shaken to the point that it is taking you out, you're not understanding the design of failure. It's by design to get you further. It is by design. It is by design to make you respect what you're going through. Because maybe the last time it came a little too easy for you, and then all of a sudden you didn't appreciate it. So maybe this time we got to put you a little bit more in the vice to actually propel. And then also too, maybe, and I want you to think about this, maybe where you're going, everything that you're equipped with right now isn't going to sustain you. It's not going to sustain it. Have you all ever watched any of the documentaries that show the millionaire that's broke? Have you ever seen that? The lottery winner. If you go back and just research, lottery winners usually lose the money. They didn't go through anything. They can appreciate all that money that's sitting right there that you're steady. They out here buying extra red bottoms, new purses, new houses, buying everything for whatever. You want to know why? They didn't go through anything to respect it. So therefore, they think it's going to come back easier, and it's not. So me, myself, as a very successful entrepreneur, as a very successful going through whatever, I want you to understand there are still failures that I deal with every single day. Every single day. There are things that I desire, that I want. If I'm your mentor and you're watching me from afar, there are things that I want and I desire that do not come my way the way that I desire them to be. So when you see me and you see me smiling and you see me at that thing, don't get the fallacy of it's just coming easy, because never put in front of anyone that you're watching that it's easier for them. Or, oh, here's another one don't do. Oh, it's easy because guess what? I would be there if I had this. I'll even use my own business of where I am right now in this business. I have a very strong following. I have a very strong following on social media. I have a very strong following just in general as I speak, as I do things. And where I get sometimes is people go, well, I would be there too if I had that strong following. But let me put something else on your brain right now, baby. How did I get that strong following? How did I get it? I must have done something consistent over and over and over again. It was not handed to me. Nobody looked on up at me and said, hey, she's cute, let me just keep following her. Hey, she's smart, let me keep paying her. Get that out your head. What happened was I wanted it. I wanted it bad. So every day I woke up and I went after it. I am now here in a new company and I am new. I ain't even been in this bad boy for a year. Don't sit around and think, oh, it's just because. No, it's because I work every day. There's not a day that goes by that I don't message somebody. There's not a time frame that comes by that I don't return a call. They tell me no every day too. So what? You're saying no to you, not to me. So, okay, so did you mean no right now, or did you want me to call you next week? See, you got to get your muscle so tight that you understand that other people's decisions are just that. That's theirs. It has nothing to do with you. This business is not for you because somebody told you no. They told everybody no. They told Jesus no. You're no different. It's going to happen. But why are you here? Why are you where you decided to be? Are you fighting to keep yourself there? Or are you excusing everything? Are you allowing, because I'm going to make you strong, are you allowing your confidence to go down? It's in your power. It's in your control. But check this thing on up here. Stay in the fight. Keep going. Keep adjusting. Ask the right questions of the right people. Change your belief system and get yourself an amazing mentor, coach that you follow and trust them and bang this thing on out. Because I know everybody can get where it is they desire to be, just if you understood that it was part of the design and you can do it. So I thank y'all for tuning on into today. I hope you got some amazing notes from today. I hope I put some things on your brain to make you stop, think, check yourself right now. Like, check yourself. Shake your shoulders on off. Hey, brush it off a bit. Because it's happening. And as soon as you brush it off, start expecting. Guess what? Something else gonna happen. Hey, the devil knows where you're going. He know where you're gonna be. He gonna trip you up. He gonna throw something in front of you. Start jumping over the rock. Stop walking into the rock that you see coming and then going, oh, I fell. Get up. Jump over it. Walk around it. Go do what you got to do. Be great. It's in your power. It's where we think that it's not that causes us the big issue.